Hi, everyone. Give everyone a minute to jump on. All right, guys, we will get started. How's everyone's Monday going? Give me a head nod if it's good. Good, good. All right, I'm excited for tonight's call. So when Michelle, Nina, and we always brainstorm like what would be best for you guys. We get on a call and decide what do they need to hear this week. And we really want to give you guys valuable content for your time and give you what's going to build your business and give you what you guys need. So when we originally talked this week, we were like, we don't want to, but we kind of need to talk about the basics again, the vital behaviors, the Success Club system tracker, because, hang on, I'm going to mute everyone. Okay. Because if we're not doing the basics, like there's really no other point into adding more training onto that. Like if we're not inviting and following up and connecting and posting and adding value and all the things on our Success Club system tracker, then we don't want to overwhelm you guys with more stuff. But at the same time, I was like, I can't drill that into their heads much more. Like, I feel like every time I get on here, I'm like, you got to do the basics. You got to do the basics. And I'm always like the tough love person that's like, did you check every box on the tracker? You guys know I'm like always on here saying that. And that is extremely, extremely important. Hang on, I want to pull up the chat. I want you guys to talk. So even though you're muted right now, I want to like hear and have interaction in our group tonight. So let me think of a question real quick to get you guys chatting in the chat box. Tell me how many invites you did today in the chat box over there while I'm doing our little intro here. So really doing the basics of the business, and I'm going to give you training, though, that I'm really, really excited about that goes right along with the basics, but helps you clarify that more. I'm waiting in the chat. Courtney did 8. Is Courtney the only one that invited today? Stephanie did 2. Sarah hasn't done her power hour yet. If you did 0, just put 0. It's time to be honest. Courtney's doing it after this 2 so far. Heidi's at 0. Christy's did 1. Amy did 8. Pam's at 0 so far for today. Okay, I want the honesty, guys, because this is really good for us to know. And Nina's been doing an amazing job in the Dream Builders page with the inviting strategy and with going through even like mock invites, like giving answers to what she would say. It's been amazing, amazing training. Nina's at 18 coach invites so far today. Amazing. 37 challenger invites. There you go. All right, that's still not everyone. I'm waiting. Okay, Pam did a bunch over the weekend, but focusing on connections today, that's fine. I've talked to some of my girls of like, if you need to do batch days of inviting, but to still have a minimum goal for the week, some of them have been doing that, which has been helpful for them for their schedules. Pam switched jobs and has been working crazy long hours during the week. So she invited in a batch on the weekend and did connections today. I want to see everyone here. Michelle's at 10.
I am on my iPad and I cannot figure out how to use my iPad. I can't figure out how to chat.
Bridget's at 10. Good job. Okay, so I am going to spend a little bit more time than I thought speaking on the vital behaviors and inviting, because what's the point of going into more training, guys, to be honest, if we're not going to invite, if we're not going to do, Bridget, I don't care if they responded or not, that's fine. You controlled what you can control. That's what I care about. Like, you can control filling out your things on the Success Club system tracker. You can control, I was just talking to someone else about this yesterday, but I think it was Jalen. Where is she, by the way? I just saw her Instagram story. She's about to get a text message from me. Texting her. She was like, her Instagram story just said, want to watch Bachelor in Paradise, but have a team call about to fall asleep. Said, get on, you turd. Okay. Calling her out. She can watch. She'll hear this in the replay too. Okay. So inviting, I'm kind of all over the place. Keeping the promises to yourself. It was Jalen that I was talking to about this, I believe. And we can't promise ourselves results. We can promise ourselves the actions we put in to get there. I had a really bad week last week, guys, to be totally honest. I was in a funk myself. I'm really struggling with living back at my parents' house. I can't say that too loud because they're downstairs, but I'm here in Pennsylvania and it's just like a ton of negative energy that, like, I love my parents, but it's just different when you're 27 years old, just got married, and you're living in your parents for 7 weeks right after your wedding. Like, it's honestly a struggle. Like, I was taking care of my grandma who's really not doing super well, like just can't walk around, like goes to the bathroom in her pants, like really hard things in my life. And it got to me mentally. And like I was exhausted. I made a post, some of you probably saw it, but I wasn't physically busy at all. Like I was like, why am I so tired? But I was really emotionally busy. But the point of and emotionally exhausted, but the point of that story was I couldn't control a lot of those things going in my life. I can't control what other people were doing and saying, other people's emotions, but what I can control, and what I said, Emily, enough, like last week, I let it get the best of me, which I'm not proud of, but like, I was like, you know what, Emily, you can control waking up at 5 a.m. today. Like, that is in your power. You can control getting on and answering all your Instagram messages. You can control answering your emails. You can control inviting. And when we control those things and keep promises that we make to ourselves, she's super cute, by the way, Amy. When we keep those promises that we make to ourselves, it adds confidence. Have you guys... I think Hannah was just talking about the book, How Full Is Your Bucket? But think of a bucket as like a confidence builder, or like a bank account even. But like every time you do something that you say you're going to do, you add a layer of confidence. And your bucket's going to get so full of confidence that it's just going to pour out. But every time you break a promise to yourself, not even to a different person, but especially when you break a promise to yourself, a little bit of that confidence leaks out. If you're like, oh, I said I was going to do invites today, but I didn't. So that, like, you go to bed with this like extra weight on your shoulders of not doing what you said you're going to do, or you hit snooze, or you didn't drink the water you wanted to today. Like, all of those things we can control, and we can control all of the things in our business. I love that, Amy. Amy says, goals you don't finish are ghosts you can't get rid of. It's really, really true. And the more promises that you keep to yourself, which can be as simple as, I am not going to hit snooze today, and just build off of that, your whole day is going to be better. And you need to start doing that with your business. So next week, I want to get on here, our next Dream Builders call. And I think we should start every Monday call with how many invites did you do today? Or maybe we'll even do your weekly, like how many did you do for the week last week? Did you hit your weekly minimum? Because I know some of you don't do them daily and you do them more on a weekly basis. But we have to control that, guys. Like, we have to control, if you're not getting the results that you want in your business, but you're not doing the actions to get there, then what do you expect, to be honest? Like, here comes the tough love in me again. I wasn't planning on doing that much tonight, but Sarah says, I listened to a really good podcast about getting results and how the only thing you can't they're the only thing you can't control, but you can control thoughts, emotions, states, belief, and actions. Absolutely. I love that. And I was just listening to a call today too that said, if you can't control something, like if you can't control the, whatever is going on, control how you think about it. So if you can't control a situation, control your thoughts around that situation and turn it into a positive thought. So I just want to start with that. Start with, we have to do the Success Club system tracker, guys. Like, we absolutely have to grow our business. And just as Nina did an amazing job in that invite training, they have to be good checks, like not just a check mark, oh, I did that, but it wasn't like good invites. Like, I know we've talked about this. Oh, Hannah just messaged that she can't get on the call. Can someone send Hannah the link in our group? She said the link's not loading for her, but maybe she has the wrong link or something. If someone could send her that in Boxer, please. Sorry. Dinging. Where was I? Doing the check marks good on our Success Club system tracker. So Nina was posting how many of your invites are actually new invites and not follow-ups. Like, I know we've talked about this when we go over our Success Club system tracker, when we break down what each category is, and knowing that an invite has to be to a new person. Like, if we have 5 people that we invited and every day we're re-inviting those people and they keep saying no, how's our business going to grow? Like, these invites have to be new invites. And yes, follow-ups are very important. And there's a time and place for follow-ups, and you have to have a system for that as well. But reach out to new people, do new connections. We're going to focus on that on our next Dream Builders call, is doing new connections with the information I give you guys tonight on who those new connections are going to be with. So before I really dive into the training on, which I'm really, really excited about, I really am, it's on your target market, your niche or niche, however you want to say it, and building a brand on Instagram and your own personal brand and really digging in with stories and who you're talking to. But does anyone have any questions on the Success Club system tracker, on doing your daily vitals? I don't know how else to harp it into our heads, to be honest, but we have to be doing the basics for the next steps to even matter, for the branding to matter, for, like, we can have the prettiest looking Instagram in the world and the best content, but if we're not inviting, then it doesn't matter. So Courtney said, I'm curious how many of us invite men. So that's totally a personal thing, Courtney. I do. I have a couple guys that I work with, and some of them aren't in the Challenge Tracker app. They just choose not to be. But I mean, if you want to, go for it. Like, there is not enough men in this business. There's not enough men on this team. Like, they're more than welcome into my stuff. I love working with men. So anyone else can comment in the chat if you do. I know someone on Michelle's team was talking about that at one point. Did you want to unmute, Michelle?
Yes, Heidi. She's on here right now. Yeah.
Heidi, do you want to unmute real quick and talk about that for a second?
I had a whole bunch of guys interested in Transform 20 when it first came out, because I predominantly work with all men, and they were gung-ho for about the first 3 days, and then every single one fell off the wagon. And it was like pulling teeth to get them to do anything. And it was like, you know what? I'm done. So I kind of went back just to basically dealing with women. You know, if a guy's interested, I'll talk to him about it, and, you know, I'll do stuff with him, but not as a group type thing. Yeah, I had a men's challenge group, and I think I started out with 5. One started out before them all and lost probably a good 30 pounds and did phenomenal. But all the other ones, including my husband, was like 3 days done. They didn't want to communicate. They didn't want to talk about it. They were done.
And I mean, I'll be honest and just say the same thing happens with women too, though. So it just depends on the person. Like, and it's a personal preference. Like if you want to work with guys, if you don't want to work with guys. But I've even had the same thing happen with women in my group. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. But it's up to you. Invite them. There's absolutely no harm in it. Pam asked, do you work with men you personally know? Emily, I've done both. I've done men that I knew from college and high school and Tyler's job, actually. And then I've had some random ones reach out on Instagram, too, that I've worked with before and had really good success with them. But something that too, that if a man is especially interested in coaching, like Josh Spencer did the National Wake Up Call today and did amazing. They've actually had a lot more guys on the National Wake Up Call. And we can always connect them with Jimmy Nelson also. I know he would be willing to do like a call with a guy if they were interested from our team if we wanted him to. So, all right. And yeah, there are like guys really like the performance line, like especially guys that are lifting in the gym or Body Beast or Lift 4. Like, I see some people comment.
The work's going to be really good for guys. I've got guys that are excited about the work already.
I'm excited about that.
Me too.
All right, guys, I'm going to get into our actual topic now since it is already getting late, but I appreciate the responses, the questions, everything. I think it's always good to ask and share best takeaways. So tonight we're talking about our niche or niche, however you say it. I know people say it differently, our target audience and our brand. So when you're inviting, when you're posting on social media, the difference maker between like once you're hitting Success Club and Diamond and everything and going beyond to that, to Star Diamond, to 2-star, to 5-star, to really building a big business is speaking to Can everyone still hear me? Okay. Oh, everyone was frozen, but now I'm seeing heads move again, so I think it's okay. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I can see now. Speaking to everyone versus speaking to one person. And I've been guilty of this recently too. And I heard this on a training call I was watching and I was like, this is such a good reminder. And I've had seasons in my business where I've been really good at this. And then you just kind of forget after a while, to be honest. Like you're always learning the next thing. You're always doing the next thing. And then I heard this call and I was like, holy crap, I need to get back to talking to one person. So we're actually going to work on that a little bit right now. And I have an activity. So if you guys want to pull out a piece of paper or if you're going to take notes on your computer, go ahead and grab something that you can take notes on. And we're going to focus on finding your dream person. And from now on, when you post on social media, I want you to talk to that exact person. I don't want you to be trying to help everyone and anyone. Like, yes, there's going to be people who don't fit your ideal client and you can still help them, and that's amazing. But if you start speaking to one person, it's like having a fishing line and being able to talk to that one person versus just casting a net and hoping for anything. So we're really going to focus on that. So thinking of your dream person, and you can even type this up in a Canva graphic after this. You can put a picture of someone you find on there, like however you want to do it. Give this person a name. So maybe there's like, you want to name your ideal client Jessica or your dream person, whatever. I want you to get this specific on this person. And this person is probably you. This person is probably you a couple months ago or you a couple years ago, or whoever you were when you started Beachbody is most likely your dream person of who you're going to work with, or some part of you. They're going to have a lot of things in common. So write down on your piece of paper, where does your client live? And that can be super specific, or that can be the United States. That can be, for me, Colorado or Pennsylvania. It can be whatever you want it to be. And you may not have time to do all this super detailed, but I can send you my notes on this after so you can have all the questions still. Number 2, how old are they? So this could be like a 5 to 10-year range. So originally when I did this, I put they're 23 to 35, but ideally they're like 28 to 30. Even though I'm not even that old yet, I feel like I connect with people that age a little more. Number 3, are they married? Are they in a relationship? Are they single? Are they engaged? Are they a newlywed? Number 4, do they have kids? And maybe for mine, it's as specific as, nope, they don't have kids yet, but they want kids in the future. And they already know that they want that financial and time freedom to be able to be at home with their kids. And they don't have kids yet, but they want that in the future. And they want to be able to have the choice of staying at their career or being home with their kids. What do they do for a living? So I'm going to just read you some of my stuff so you can get an idea of how detailed this is, as you can scribble some notes down for your own. And guys, I did this in 2017, so I don't even remember what I wrote. So I will be a surprise coming out of my mouth when I read it. But I wrote, she is working in a job that's in her field that she majored in college. She was on Dean's List in college, has a stable, well-paying job, but isn't happy in that job. She can't imagine herself doing the job for the next 50 years. She works in corporate America for a large company, but is tired of the grind. She thought she was doing what normal college graduates are quote unquote supposed to do, but isn't passionate about what she's doing. Hello, that was exactly me. And that is typically the type of person that I'm looking to work for. Or work with. How much do they earn in a year? And this may sound like a weird question, but financials, like, I'm typically not looking for someone who can't afford Shakeology. Like, I want someone to see the value in Shakeology and not have financial issues be a reason to not join. But that is totally not other people's story, guys. Like, in my head, I'm even like, oh, that sounds bad. But guess what? That's my story. That's where I was. That's what I was doing. But you may have a story of, this girl is living paycheck to paycheck. She can't even afford the bills, and that's why she needs an opportunity like this. Like, all of our stories are completely, completely different, and you need to own your story and own your ideal person, because that's the person you're going to be talking to. We can't talk to everyone. What are some of their hobbies? So for me, I have running, the gym, fitness classes, going to breweries, hiking, traveling new places, thinks she's crafty, but she isn't, makes picture collages, loves Grey's Anatomy, cries at Shark Tank and America's Got Talent, likes to scrapbook, etc., etc. Like, do you see how detailed these things are getting? I really want you guys to really do this and spend more time on this after this call. And I've definitely posted about that. Like, I'm sure a lot of you know that I cry at the AGT golden buzzers. Like, whether that's in my posts or my stories, I definitely post about that. And like, to the point that now Courtney messaged me on when America's Got Talent was on a couple months ago or something, and she's like, have you seen Cody Lee yet? And we were like both bawling. Like, it's just the connections that we make with these people. How do they spend their time? So like, what are they doing outside of work? I'm laughing reading these. We did this at Summit 2017. So this one I wrote, she likes to be productive, but can also fall into a trap of couch napping all day on the weekends and binge watching Netflix. Works out hard, but can also drink good craft beer. Likes to have a schedule and routine. Doesn't like to stray from said routine. Likes to look up new healthy meals and cook them. Watches food documentaries. Hardworking, normally at work or extra schoolwork. Where do they shop for clothes? Like, guys, this is where you can start finding people that you want to like from different Instagram accounts and everything. So my person likes to shop for clothes at Target. All my like quote unquote nice clothes I get at Charlotte Russe. I like to get fitness clothes at Old Navy and at Dick's Sporting Goods. And of course I live in Nike. I like to shop for cheap clothes, like bargain clothes, but I will splurge on a new workout outfit. I'm a sucker for deals, and I'll always buy a good Nike headband. Hello, it's like everything I'm wearing right now. And you guys can even see that in my posts. I wrote, buys headbands because she constantly wears them to cover up the fact that she didn't shower. Real life, guys, that's the type of person that I'm talking to, and a lot of us like dry shampoo. what are their world views? So this one may be a little different, and you don't have to talk about like politics and stuff. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we get into branding, but I keep politics outside of my brand. Like, I'm not going to talk politics online, but that doesn't mean you don't have different worldviews. So my worldview is I'm sick of seeing people stuck in career fields that they aren't passionate about. I also wrote, like, I trust people too much at first or something and give everyone a chance. And I think that's like the empath in me. But I really, like, it pains me, and it pained me working in corporate America to see so many people complain about their job every day. Like, I really hate that about life, when people are miserable at their jobs, but then they feel stuck. And that was me. I just thought that's what I was going to have to do for the next 50 years. Describe them in 3 words. Describe your ideal person in 3 words. One of mine was family oriented. Like, that's the big one for me. Their personality type. So, like, I'm very type 1, type A. I'm an Enneagram type 3. Like, the more you can learn about yourself, the more you're going to know about your target person as well. Most recent Google search. Start typing some things in the chat box here. What would your ideal client's most recent Google search be? Like, something that they would be Googling to figure out in life. I can give you some ideas. Mine, Sarah says porch renovations because she's currently renovating her porch, so that's perfect. Amy says surviving middle school. Corny cheap flights to the beach. Your person wants to go on a vacation and on a budget. Stephanie, why do students make dumb decisions? But that goes to show that your ideal person is probably also working in the education field. Repetitive number meanings. Is that like a kid's homework question or something, Bridget? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, if you see like 111 on a clock or something. Yes, I love that. Stephanie Daniello and I talk about that stuff all the time. So you can be searching for like people who believe in higher energy and like the universe sending signals. Some of mine were healthy dinner recipes. Like, before I started Beachbody, Tyler and I were constantly Googling and Pinteresting healthy dinner recipes. Fitness events near me, because I'm a fitness geek. And in college, I swear to you, I probably Googled once a week and tried to take every quiz out there of what should my career be. So I need to talk to that person more too, who went through all of college, who still didn't know what her degree should be, still didn't know what she wanted to major in. I love this. Escape rooms for middle school classrooms. Like, guys, these are really good things and really good things to figure out who your ideal person is and who you should be thinking about every time you write a post. So TV shows that they like, just jot down your favorite TV shows, because you can find groups of these TV shows. Obviously, who knows mine? Grey's Anatomy. I love Blind Spot, Shark Tank, America's Got Talent, Penn State football. What is their guilty pleasure? Mine, peanut butter and chocolate ice cream, lip singing in the car when no one is around, weird stuff like that. Guilty pleasures. What makes them most proud? So what in life makes them proud? I said family, other people making positive health choices. Just think of things to make them proud. A YouTube video that you would find funny and pass on to friends. For me, I'm constantly, probably too much, reposting funny dog videos, but that just gets people to know I like funny dog videos, prank videos, military surprise home visits. I cry at them every time. What do they splurge on? So start to know their spending habits. Like, these aren't just fun questions, guys. They're questions to really dive in. They're fun too, but I know my person would splurge on a good sale, a good steak, things that make life easier, fitness events, and signing up for races just for the t-shirt. Anyone else with me love a good free t-shirt? What keeps her up at night? and I'm saying her because all of us are girls, but it could be what keeps him or her up at night. What eats at them, but they don't have a solution for it right now. Type this in the chat. This is a huge one when you want to talk to their pain point and really get to that, like, into their soul of what they're feeling, that most people, you're not going to find these people searching because they're not going to be talking about this. They're not going to be posting on social media, just like Sydney said on our call last week, of she's not going to post, hi, I look amazing, but I really struggle with a binge eating disorder, or my job looks perfect, but I really cry every day when I get home. People aren't out there posting this stuff, but we can be the ones to post it about our story to then let other people reach out to us and connect to us. So what keeps my person up at night is feeling trapped and stuck in a job for the next 50 years. No idea how I'm going to work and be present and get the kids baths and cook healthy meals and still have a social life, wondering if all of that is everything that I have to look forward to at 23 years old. Like, these were seriously thoughts that I would think in my head at night as I was working 50 hours a week and going to grad school full time. I would lay in bed and just be like, I can hardly do this now. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it when I have kids. Like, I don't know how I'm still going to go to the gym and cook healthy meals and have time to read my kids a book when they're taking a bath and, like, do all the things and, like, not go crazy. Those were just my thoughts. And, like, seriously, what kept me laying awake at night? Buying a house and affording kids, the gut feeling you get on Sunday when you have to go to work on Monday. Absolutely. Do you know how many people are struggling with that? Really think deep about this one, guys, and really write it in detail. Keep sharing on that one if you think of something. What was the last place they went to vacation and when? So maybe your thing is like, I haven't gone on a vacation forever, and my ideal person probably hasn't either because I can't afford it. Or mine was, I took a trip to Colorado. I love the beach. I love to adventure. I want to travel more. I want more days off to travel. Vacation was a huge pain point for me. All right, guys, those are all the questions, and then I'm just going to read my summary to you. I wrote at the bottom, and as I'm reading this to you, I just want you to take note of how detailed I know my target person. So I put, loves taking pictures of everyone and everything because she loves looking back at those memories, likes to dress up, but doesn't care if she has a sporty watch on or a backpack at the same time. I really took pride in wearing my sporty watch to my corporate job because I had to wear casual dress clothes or business dress clothes, and no one could really see my watch, especially if I had a sweater on, but it was like a piece of me. I was like, I'm still an athlete even though I'm in high heels. Like, it was a piece of me. Like, weird stuff like that is what my target person is going to be doing. Doesn't watch much TV, but when she does, she cries watching Ellen or Shark Tank when something heartwarming happens. Very strict with time, but could easily binge watch a season of Grey's. Still true. Buys clothes when there's a sale, but will splurge on outfits and Nike headbands. Has the perfect life from an outsider's perspective, but has serious speculation if this is what life is going to be like for the next 50 years and what it's all about. Eats very healthy, but splurges on hamburgers or ice cream. I don't know why I put hamburgers. I don't like hamburgers that much, in beer. Stares at dogs and wonders how she can love something so much. Still accurate. Wants to get out and explore the world, but can't with only 10 to 12 vacation days a year. Has money to travel and explore, but not enough vacation days from work. Craves freedom and flexibility of time. Wants a successful career like my dad has, climbing up the corporate ladder, but also wants to be a stay-at-home mom like my mom. I'm torn between the two. Gets great grades in school and is the hardest working in the room, but wonders if she even chose the right major. Has always been a part of a team in sports and athletics, misses that team atmosphere when the real world hits. Deep down, always felt destined to help others, but just not sure how. Thought about being a nurse, but hates throw up, severe throw up phobia. Has been through severe injuries and disappointments, but made her stronger. Always wants to be in a leader position, likes leading and helping others. Believes everything happens for a reason, even if it's unknown initially. has faith but should honestly go to church more. Like, how detailed is that? And that is something that I want you guys to type out in that much detail and look at it every single morning. Like, attach it to the front of your business activity tracker. And every time you write a post, I want that person, that specific of a person on your mind, and be writing to that person only. Like, something I didn't mention even was I'm normally targeting people who are previous athletes, like who maybe have 5 or 10 pounds to lose after their college athletic days are over. Now, I've helped women lose over 50 pounds, which has been amazing and like so good for my heart. But typically, I'm not talking to that person. I'm talking to the athlete who has 5 or 10 pounds to lose. Like, we really need to get specific with our stories. And the more you talk to that person, and the more that you can write an actual story that's going to connect. Like, those were detailed. That is not just me throwing up a post, which I've totally been guilty of too, of just saying like, feeling good as hell, like that new song. Like, okay, is that really going to inspire anyone? Like, okay, look at this photo with a caption, like, or an inspirational quote, which has a time and a place. But what if I really wrote about, so like, what if Bridget wrote about the Sunday blues, being present with my family because I'm constantly thinking of how I'm going to get through the day of work, mom life, me time, etc. Like, speaking to that person. Was that helpful, guys, to really think about all those questions? Because I'm going to move on to the next part. Does anyone have any questions on that part of it? Okay, I want you to really take the time either after this call or tomorrow, like do it while it's still fresh, and write out those questions. Like, that was from 2017, and all of that is still 100% true besides the hamburgers, which I think was a typo. I probably meant steak. But that is all still true. That is still me, and I need to be talking to that person in my post every day. So the second thing we're going to do is pull out your Instagram really quick on your phones. And do you guys know that you can save posts on Instagram into folders? So I'll teach you how real quick if you don't know how, and then we're gonna make what's called a brand board. So first and foremost, to save a post, oh, this is so hard for you guys to see. See that little like bookmark button on the right of a post? If you click that, it saves it into a collection. And then you can make multiple folders to put that in. So I have a folder of my dream coaches that I connect with, influencers that I find, ideas that I get inspiration from. But right now we're going to make a brand board. So I want you to go to your Explore page. That's just using, nope, they can see that someone saved it. Like, it will say one save, but they have no idea who that is. So I want you to go to your Explore page, which if you click the little magnifying glass at the bottom, that's your Explore page. And I want you to just quickly scroll, and any picture that really catches your eye, hit that save button and put it in a folder and title it brand board. And I want you to just keep doing that until you get like 10 or 15 pictures. And if you don't really, you probably should see something on your Explore page that interests you because it's based off of things you've liked before. But just eye-catching pictures that instantly draw you to them of like what you like and what your brand would be. Like, don't overthink it. Just start saving like crazy here. Is anyone having any issues that needs help? Okay, does everyone have at least like 5 or 10 or 15 pictures? Or do you guys need a couple more minutes? I'll take that as a couple more minutes. Okay, guys, stop that for a second. And what I want you to do now is type in Ashley Malstad and find her page. Ashley is currently, well, she was our top coach for the whole year in Beachbody. It's ASHLIEMOLSTAD. And I want you to scroll like 2 or 3 scrolls on her page. And I'm going to unmute all right now. And I just want you to shout out what you noticed from 2 or 3 scrolls on her page.
Babies.
Lots of selfies. Like her before and afters, it looks like.
Yeah, baby.
Transformation
A
photos.
lot of baby pictures.
Baby.
Yes.
Lots of belly pictures.
What's that?
Lots of belly pictures, like pre and post kid, looks like.
A lot of pink,
She is pregnant now.
Pink.
A lot of pink.
a lot of blonde.
Blonde.
Food.
Food.
Fun.
Get home to
Smiles.
understand?
Her workouts.
Smiling. Workouts. Perfect.
Her bestie.
What was that?
Her bestie.
Well, that's what I'm gonna have.
Make a square.
It's not gonna be a square.
Okay. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, honey.
Okay, perfect. You guys notice that she has kids. She's a mom. That's part of her brand. She likes food. She does a lot of transformation photos, meaning she's had good transformations pre and post baby. Very colorful. Like if you notice, her page is very bright and colorful, which almost like it kind of tells you that she's very like loud and talkative. Like you can just tell that kind of from like her mouth is open smiling, and she's funny, and she has food pictures. So just take that all in. And now I want you to search Mandie Kai. It's MANDIEKAII_fit. And do the same thing. Start shouting out what you notice on her page.
Her color scheme is similar in every picture. Very neutral and dark.
Gray tones.
And dark.
Oh.
She's like not looking at the camera in a lot of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that, but that's a good observation.
What was
Traveling.
doing when you got
When he
home?
was finishing his hamburger.
Where'd you guys stop, Wendy's?
She's sometimes alone and sometimes with other people.
She has a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they wear the same clothes.
So very, like, her color scheme is on point too, but very different from Ashley's. Gonna mute all again. No kids, has a girlfriend. Very like California style feel to her page, like the neutrals and darks, like Courtney said. She lives in California. I know that's like a California style. Like into fashion kind of, like just kind of living up her life, young, like all this stuff that you notice from only a couple scrolls of her page. Now I want you to do one more. It's Better Becca, Better Becka. And again, go ahead and shout out what you noticed about hers.
Very dark.
Sawyer, get upstairs now.
Transformation.
Transformation photos. Oh, one thing we didn't say about Ashley, but Ashley and Becca are very like body positive. Now you'd have to maybe read their post for a little bit of that, but you can kind of tell that just from scrolling too.
I'm not grabbing it. He left his penny downstairs. I said, oh, well.
What else?
Food.
She doesn't look like she has a family of her own, like a single girl.
You can tell she's into health and fitness.
Who said that she doesn't have a family of her own? Amy? Okay, I'm so glad that you said that because this is the exact point. I'm going to mute all again. This is the exact point I wanted to make in this one. So Becca is actually married and has kids. She just chooses to not have them be a part of her personal brand on social media and runs a $1 million Beachbody business. Not per year, but she's made over $1 million in Beachbody. Now, and she was the one that I actually was listening to about this branding board, and it was just really interesting because there can be a piece of you that you don't want to share on social media, and that's okay. She's still a very authentic person. It's not like she's like, I'm lying and don't have kids. She just doesn't make that her brand on social media, and that's okay. Now some of like she's like it was more of she's like my identity isn't tied in being a mom, like I just don't want my kids on social media. Like that's just one example. And then you have Ashley who has her kids all over it, which is totally fine too. Like so here is the kind of the point of that. They all have amazing Instagrams and they all have great brands and they all have really successful businesses also because they're doing the vital behaviors and not just because they have pretty Instagrams. But they all have really great Instagrams. So who do this in the chat so I don't unmute again, but say that you were a mom of tiny humans and they're crawling all over you and you like to swear a little and you like to eat some food. Which one of those pages would you connect with and want to be your coach? Ashley. Because that's her brand. If you didn't have any kids and you were just living it up and like living life and wanted to be kind of like a blogger and have this social influencer presence, who would you connect with and want to be your coach? Mandy or Becca could be the answer. I was going towards Mandy on that one, just being like younger and living our life in California, but it literally could have been either one because they're both very that social media influencer type, and Becca may attract someone with kids and she may attract someone without kids. Like that's her brand, is kind of someone without kids. So my point of that is they all nail their personal brands and talk to that person. And my point of that is when people are like, oh, there's so many Beachbody coaches. No, one person is going to connect with you while one person is going to connect with Courtney, while one person is going to connect with Pam. But if you're trying to talk to everyone, no one's going to connect with you because say you were, I need to make something up on the spot, but say you were a male with wanting to gain 11 pounds of muscle. Are you going to connect with any of those people? No. Like, they're not talking to you. You need to talk to your person and clearly see. You guys picked all of that without reading a single one of their captions. You could tell that when you went to their page. And then when you read their captions, I guarantee you it's even more specific on talking to that ideal target person. So right now, real quick, go back to that brand board that I had you create in that saved thing. So you go over to, if you're on your home, if you click your little profile button at the very right bottom of your Instagram, go to the 3 lines at the top. So you're on your page, you go to the 3 lines, and you go to saved, and you'll see your folder there. So look at my brand board. I did this the other day. I had no idea what I was selecting. I was just picking pictures that stuck out to me in the moment. I see a lot of fitness girls, like in their Nike shorts like I wear. I see pictures of the beach and mountains and adventuring. Like, holy crap, what does that show me? This is what's interesting me on Instagram, so I need to post more pictures of me adventuring. Like, instead of just me here at my desk on my computer, I need to post more pictures of me and Tyler at the mountains or on vacation. And like, I just saved this one. Is this not me? Like, first of all, I want those muscles, and then like, wow, eating ice cream. Like, that caught my attention. So what does your brand board show? Does anyone like hiking with dogs? Like, hello, this is 100% me. And it gives you a good idea of what you need to be posting, because you're going to attract the same thing that you are attracted to. So does anyone want to hold up your brand boards of what you created? Here, let me unmute. I see Courtney's real quick. Court, I'm going to put you on so you're the speaker view.
Mine is just a lot of like natural colors, a lot of farmhouse vibes, and some fashion, which I didn't know was my thing.
And I've been to Courtney's house, and her house is very like farmhouse vibe and so cute decorated. So like, showing more of the decorations that you have in your house and how you decorate and your style is going to attract people to you who aren't just looking for health and fitness. Like, you're going to start attracting people interested in home decor, and then hello, you can help them with their health and fitness. Anyone else want to show theirs, or maybe just talk out loud about what it is? Raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Heidi.
Mine is all over the place. Which basically is me, because I am just a scatterbrain.
So what were some
it goes from yoga to, you know, hardcore muscle, you know, workouts to kids, dogs, mountains, lakes, fashion. I am all over the freaking place. And that's how my Instagram posts are. Because one day I'm like, okay, I'm at work, you know, I'm the medic. And then I'm also a yoga instructor. And I also like to eat healthy. So I am all over the freaking place. So I cannot find my brand.
But Heidi, I hear your brand right there. You're someone who loves fitness, you work, and you're a mom, and you love dogs. Like, that is your brand.
But I feel like every post that I do every day is like something totally different.
So pick 5 things that like describe you the most, which to me, it sounded like fitness. That can be yoga and the hard muscle core workouts. I like both as well. It can be career, like your medic career and career driven and that type of stuff. Being a mom, you said that, right? Mm-hmm. Being a mom, you said like mountains and travel. Like, that's me also. Like, pick 5-ish things and that is your brand, and they can be different things like that. Like, they're like, I'm not going to have all travel pictures. That was just interesting to me that's what attracted my eyes. But obviously I still need pictures of my workouts and like fitness stuff and some healthy eating stuff, because that's a part of me too. And like Tyler and my dog, like those are all part of my brand, and craft beer, like those can all be a part of it. I would pick 5 things and try to stick to those 5.
Okay.
Stephanie, I saw you raise your hand too.
Yeah, so I have a lot of quotes and like positive talk that has to do with kind of like womanhood, body positivity, a lot of talk about growth and kind of like I'm seeing a little bit of a color scheme with like some pastels and some like contrasty pictures of more like, what's it called, like earthy tones. There's a couple of like recipes and like fruits and stuff like that, healthy recipes. A lot of fitness, women in gyms with heavy lifting, working on booty, working on back, stuff like that, and a lot of plants.
I love it. And that from like the short amount of time I've known you, that is you. So don't be afraid to post quotes either. What I would do, and I've done this before, is make them all look the same. So like if you see a quote you like, go to Canva and you can just retype a new quote in each time and use a certain font. That way your page looks like cohesive and pretty instead of just like screenshotting the random quotes. I would type in the quote yourself and then post it. So it all, like if you scroll down my page, not even that far, you'll see that I did that. And I had like every other picture or every third picture be a quote at one point. And it just kind of gives your page that feel. And speaking of that, yeah, Sarah does that too. Speaking of that, Lightroom, I would recommend that you all get a preset on Etsy. You can literally go buy a preset for like $3. You get a preset on Etsy. You stick to that one. So first do your brand board to see what you like. Like Courtney's going to look for more of a neutral preset. Maybe you're going to look for a really colorful one. I looked for like a bright-ish white one because I wanted more like bright to my page, but with like an overall whitish theme. And then you use that in the Lightroom mobile app. So write that down, Etsy for a preset, and then you use it in the Lightroom mobile app. And I simply use the same preset every time. Mine came in like a package of 4, so if one really looks bad, I use the other one. And then that way you don't even have to worry about like picking an Instagram filter or changing all these filters, but your page starts to have that cohesive brand feel that you could see in the others. Like clearly they were using different filters on their pictures, and then your page has that feel. All right, guys, we are at 9 o'clock. Does anyone have any questions about all of this? What was your takeaways? What was helpful? Remember, this is awesome stuff, and it was super fun to talk about, but if you're not doing your Success Club system tracker, it's not going to matter. Like, you'll spend time doing this. It will look pretty, but you need to be inviting in the background. Yes, Courtney said I started using filters and it makes such a difference in the overall vibe. Absolutely. Like those 3 pages that we visited, you can clearly see as soon as you click their page that there's filters there. All right, guys, any questions?
Did you say go to Etsy and then preset?
You can buy presets on Etsy. So on Etsy, just type in, and I would finish your brand board first to really see what type that you're going to want, but you can type like bright presets. Now, don't buy the ones that are like $30 or $40 because there's ones on there for like $3. So just shop around. Like you can see they do before and afters on them, but there will be thousands of presets on there.
Okay.
You can type like Lightroom presets.
Lightroom presets. Okay.
Courtney J. Canva is the app that I was talking about writing quotes. That's where I make all my graphics, like for the team, like the Success Club graphics and everything. It's free. So Canva is really great for like making graphics. I'll type in the Lightroom thing too so you guys can. Yep, exactly, Casey.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Any other questions, guys? I'm happy to stay on a couple minutes and answer any. Was this helpful?
Question.
Uh-huh.
What other apps, like photo apps, do people use? And like photo and or video to make kind of like quick clips? Because I am not very tech savvy, even though I'm a millennial. I'm just not. like old at heart. So I don't know how to make these little clips and stuff like that, as far as to put on my story as I'm like working out. And so I was just wondering, like, what are people using that is like user friendly and easy to learn?
So I mainly only use those two I just posted. So I use Lightroom for the pictures. That's just for editing the color of the picture. And then I use Unfold for my stories. That's where I'm like creating those pretty looking graphics, and they make it super simple. You just upload the picture, type your text in, and then you save the whole story. And that makes it really easy. There's a new one called Mojo that I haven't tried yet, but I've seen coaches use it. It's Mojo. And then InShot I use for if I need to edit a video. Like the one I posted on my story today of like the sped up version of me making my lunch. It was like a 6-minute video, and I put it on 4 times the speed, and I cut it down to like a minute something. So I use that for like if I want to make a video faster. Courtney, I use Google Photos for like putting pictures into albums and stuff. So like I would look at your brand board, guys, and like since I did that last week, I was like, okay, I need to make a photo album of every picture I have of me hiking a mountain. And then when I want to post a picture, I can go look back at this photo album and just grab one quickly, because I know that's like my brand and what I want to post. So is everyone going to go do their dream target person today or tomorrow? Like, I really want you guys to post details on that and post it in the Dream Builders page or your team page once you make it. Like, I want to read the details of your target person. And if you want, make it pretty and put it in Canva and find a picture of someone and print it out and like have it hanging where you work or in your binder with your Success Club system tracker. Like that should be something you look at every day. And we've done team calls before with the wheel too, of like the color wheel. Courtney, yeah, I'll go ahead and just post my everything that I had, because it's all just in a Google Doc, so you guys can see all my funny answers and see the questions as well. Okay. All right, guys, we will get off. Thanks for being on. Thanks for your time, and I hope this was helpful to really work on your brand and your ideal dream clients and coaches. Bye, guys.